Good morning, Northside. Welcome to CNN, your Cougar News Network. Welcome back from spring break. Hope you had a great spring break. I hope you had a happy Easter. Can I tell you something? I miss you guys so much. I thought about you over the break and wondered what you were doing and just wish that I could see you and hug you. Just know that you are missed and loved by all of us at Northside. But we've got a great show for you guys today. Miss Claire is here because it is National Poetry Month, and she's going to be here all week reading poetry to you. Then we're going to see what a couple of students have been up to. So, let's start with Miss Claire. Take it away, Miss Claire.
It's Miss Claire. I'm coming to you from my house where I'm quarantined with my family. And I wanted to share with you guys one of my favorite authors, Shel Silverstein. He writes poetry. And I know some of you guys used to be in the cafeteria with me during breakfast, and I used to read to you guys before we would eat. So some of you, like Trevor and Aiden, I know, remember this. And I think you liked it, so I thought I would share this with you. Also, Miss Gaddy told me that April is Poetry Month. So here it goes. Sometimes when I read these poems, I'll show you the pictures right away, but this first one, I'm not going to. I'm going to save it to the end. Anyway, this is coming from the book Where the Sidewalk Ends. One of my actual teachers when I was 6 years old gave me this book, and I've had it ever since, and I love it. I read it to my kids when they were growing up, and I think they liked it too. So here's one of my favorite poems. It is called The Loser. Mama said I'd lose my head if it wasn't fastened on. Today, I guess it wasn't, because while playing with my cousin, it fell off and rolled away. And now it's gone. And I can't look for it because my eyes are in it. And I can't call to it because my mouth is on it. Couldn't hear myself anyway because my ears are in it. Can't even think about it because my brain is in it. So I guess I'll just sit down on this rock and rest a minute. Check out his rock. Alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm over teasing. This is how I made a homemade bow and arrow. I used string and tied it to each of the sides, and now I'm gonna shoot it.
Aubrey, you have got amazing archery skills. Way to go. And guys, those cookies looked amazing. I am so glad you cooked my recipe. I hope you thought they were super yummy. Guess what? I've got another recipe coming up this week. Speaking of things coming up this week, Miss Crimes will be here tomorrow with another STEM lesson, and it's going to be a great one, so I hope you gathered your supplies that she asked you to get. Now we have a special treat from our kindergarten teachers and Miss Peaks. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. I hope you laugh and smile today. And I'm going to make you laugh with this great joke that came from Mandy Taylor. This was so funny. Mandy said, "What kind of jokes do you tell in quarantine?" "Mandy, what kind of jokes do we tell in quarantine?" She said, "Inside jokes." Mandy, that was great. Guys, keep the jokes coming. They are great. This week and for the next probably couple of weeks on CNN, we're going to kick it old school. And what I mean by kick it in old school is you are going to see some of our faculty and teachers' old school pictures. Some of these pictures are them when they were little babies. Some were pictures when they were in elementary school. And I want you to see if you can guess who is in the picture. So every day we're going to have 3 pictures. We're going to have picture A, picture B, and picture C. They're going to flash up, look at them, and leave a comment below and tell me who you think they are. Let's see if you can guess those teachers. So pay attention, make your guesses, and I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Northside friends, we're here today at Miss Lisa's house, and I have Miss Voltmer, Miss Shaw, And we're going to do something fun today because we know in kindergarten we love to read,
Right, and do math.
but today we're going to dance. We also have two friends with us,
Blank.
and we're going to dance now. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. Thumbs up, thumbs up. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Elbows back, elbows back. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Elbows back, elbows back. Feet apart, feet apart. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Elbows back, elbows back. Feet apart, feet apart. Knees together, knees together. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Elbows back, elbows back. Feet apart, feet apart. Knees together, knees together. Bottoms up, bottoms up. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Elbows back, elbows back. Feet apart, feet apart. Knees together, knees together. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Tongue out, tongue out. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Elbows back, elbows back. Feet apart, feet apart. Knees together, knees together. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Tongue out, tongue out. Eyes shut, eyes shut. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Elbows back, elbows back. Feet apart, feet apart. Knees together, knees together. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Tongue out, tongue out. Eyes shut, eyes shut. Turn around, turn around. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. Thanks, Northside friends. Bye.
Hey Northside Cougars, it's Miss Peaks here. Today I have a story for you called After the Fall. The beginning you may recognize from a story about Humpty Dumpty. This actually is about Humpty Dumpty, but what happens to him after he fell. After the fall. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I love being close to the birds. Then one day I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it their Great Fall, which makes it sound a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. So this is the wall Humpty was sitting on when he fell. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together again. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. So notice, instead of sleeping up on his bed, he's actually sleeping on the floor. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. Looks like he wants the cereal on the top, but he's not going to climb that ladder. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same though, but it was better than nothing. Then one day though, an idea flew by. So he's watching the birds and he sees this little airplane flying by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day, I kept trying and trying. Until I got it just right. It's a beautiful paper airplane. My plane was perfect and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. So he actually made his airplane look like one of the birds. Unfortunately though, accidents happen. They always do. So if you can't see, his plane actually flew over the wall. But Humpty, hopefully, will climb this ladder so that he can get it. I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the other times I'd missed out on things because I'd walked away. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it, but I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing one step at a time. Until I was no longer afraid. So he reached the top. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling, but hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. And if you notice, something's starting to happen to Humpty's skin, or his shell, I should say. So he wants us to remember him for the egg that got back up. What's happening? And the egg that learned how to fly. So he broke out of his shell and became a beautiful bird. After the fall, so now I hope whenever you hear the story of Humpty Dumpty, you can tell someone what happened to him after his famous fall. Have a great day, Cougars.